What is going on, Wastelanders? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, here with some more gaming news for you. I'm sorry for the several days hiatus. I've been traveling with work and also going back home as well. There's been a lot on, but it's the end of the week and there are some gaming news topics that I want to talk about in today's video. There's been so much going on, but we're going to try and cover the things most relevant to all of you. First of all, Obsidian Entertainment, who as you all know created Fallout New Vegas, is coming out with a new game. This game is called Tyranny. Now, I didn't necessarily want to talk about this piece of news because I was, particularly interested in Tyranny. I know that Obsidian Entertainment is, of course, a great developer with Stick of Truth and New Vegas, and now this, I'm sure this is going to be a great game, but it's just not something that appeals to me. However, the reason why I wanted to raise this news topic is because what's Obsidian Entertainment doing now? Of course, they're releasing the game and they're going to be supporting it post-launch. There's probably going to be DLC, things of that nature. But the fact is that the bulk of the game is done. So what is Obsidian Entertainment moving on to next? If we go to Wikipedia and look at their games list, the games that they've actually developed, holy shit, there's actually a lot of games in between Fallout New Vegas and today, effectively. So back in 2010, they developed Fallout New Vegas, and then they went on to develop Dungeon Siege, South Park Stick of Truth, which was apparently a great game. I haven't played it, but I know that it's really good. Pillars of Eternity, Skyforge, now Tyranny, and also there are two to be announced projects, one called Armored Warfare, and one called Pathfinder Adventures. So it seems like Obsidian has had their plate full for a while now. They just released Pillars of Eternity in 2015/16, Tyranny's coming out this year, and they've got these two other to be announced titles. But the fact is that if the major work on Pillars of Eternity and Tyranny are complete and they're just supporting them post-launch, what's the next big project that Obsidian Entertainment is going to be taking on? And I want to have a random speculation, a random guess here, that hopefully, anyways, it's going to be another Fallout game. While Fallout 3 was my personal favorite Fallout game, because essentially it's nostalgic reasons that game got me into the Fallout franchise, but I'm not going to deny that New Vegas is also a great game. And many people, I've seen the comments, trust me, and me and Maddie and I have talked about this a lot. People really like Obsidian and they really liked Fallout New Vegas. Many of those people in particular thought that Fallout 4 wasn't up to expectations, didn't live up to Fallout New Vegas. I'm not here to debate that. All I'm going to say is that New Vegas is a good game. It is a solid game. I enjoyed playing it. It is one of my favorite games simply because it is a Fallout game. But, Obsidian Entertainment, they really nailed the role-playing aspect. The story was 10 times better than Fallout 3. I've said that in the past, and I'll say it again. I honestly believe that because of the choice involved in New Vegas and how you can just split off into 4 different, endings in the game, it was just leaps and bounds beyond what Fallout 3 actually did. Even though I preferred Fallout 3, I can at least make that concession. And so because of all of this, people really want Obsidian to make the next Fallout game. And the reason why I strongly believe that Obsidian will do so is because, look, we don't want the Fallout IP to be sitting, unused until Fallout 5 is released, because judging by Bethesda's typical development timeline, Fallout 5 probably won't be released until 2018/2019, and that's because I'm assuming that Bethesda Game Studios is working on the next Elder Scrolls game. It's not called Argonia. I made a video about that. That was a crock of shit, but they're probably working on another Elder Scrolls game. So many fans of the Fallout series don't want to see the franchise sitting in limbo. We want to see another game. Yes, DLC and post-launch content is fine, but we really, really want to see another fully fledged game and not have to wait another godly amount of time before Fallout 5 is released, because just imagine if we didn't have New Vegas. It would have been a huge amount of time between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. So just from that perspective, and from the fact that New Vegas 2, let's call it for the lack of a better term, even though it's not going to be called that, a New Vegas 2 would sell very well. The popularity of the Fallout franchise is continuing to increase, thanks a lot to Fallout 4, because it's sold very well. Whether you like it or not, that is the cold hard fact that Fallout 4 has sold ridiculously well. So hopefully we do get to see Obsidian Entertainment take the reins again of Fallout and create another game. I'm sure they'll do a great job with it, and it's going to give us more Fallout, so we can't argue with that. Secondly, I want to quickly cover the Fallout 4 Automatron official trailer. You can see that video in the background right now, and I know I'm 3 days late with this because, again, I've just gotten home for the week and I really want to talk about this stuff, but the trailer looks absolutely badass. It gets me really, really excited for this DLC, and it seems like it has a story to it. It's not just another $5 throwaway piece of DLC. DLC that people are comparing to, oh yeah, a modder could have done this. It seems like it actually has a quest line and a storyline, which seems very interesting. In fact, its storyline and quest line was actually leaked because some people that do have access to the beta, they've been streaming it and they've spoiled it for everyone. So just be careful when you're trolling through social media over the next couple of days until Automatron is actually officially released. And specifically, it's going to be released on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam this Tuesday, March 22nd. So get ready for it. In fact, I have a bit of a surprise for you. Recently, I started a series called Mod Overhaul, which is a series where I completely overhaul Fallout 4 with mods according to a particular theme. So the last video was adding mods to Fallout 4 to make it look ultra realistic. The next one I mentioned I wanted to do was to make your game look, play, and feel like Fallout New Vegas. But with the DLC releasing on just Tuesday, on the 22nd of March, I want to instead do a mod overhaul video filling your Fallout 4 game with mods that are robot related or robotics related. And there are actually a bunch of mods out there which support this particular theme that I want to go for in that video. So I'm going to be doing that, and then I'll be doing that New Vegas episode. I really fucking love this series. It's making me think about how to mod Fallout 4 and what kinds of themes I could use in that series. It's really making me think, and I'm getting excited to make these videos, which is always a good thing. And lastly, the big news for me, if you didn't know, I'm a fucking massive Bioshock fan. Arguably, I'm probably as big of a Bioshock fan as I am a Fallout fan. I just haven't been able to cover content on this channel related to Bioshock because we've had absolutely no news. But guess what? We fucking have some news about Bioshock. Holy shit, I'm so excited. So there has been rumors dating back last year about a Bioshock Collection potentially coming to current gen consoles. Back then it was new gen consoles in the form of the Xbox One and the PS4 because a South African site published a listing for the game. This was back in September of 2015. Now last month actually, the Bioshock Collection popped up again on a ratings board in Brazil that also included the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions. At that stage, people were still skeptical because we didn't really know whether this was real, whether they were just fake listings or not, especially because it listed the 360 and PS3 versions, and we were thinking to ourselves, well, why the hell would they be released on the old gen consoles? I mean, there's no point, right? But in Taiwan, of all places, the Bioshock Collection has been rated for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And this is legit because the actual cover art for that Bioshock Collection has been leaked, and I'll show that on screen right now. Now, to clarify, this Bioshock Collection is going to be for the original Bioshock, Bioshock 2, and Bioshock Infinite. Now personally, I was hoping for a completely new Bioshock to be revealed at E3 this year, but this will do, and let me tell you why. First of all, the fact that a Bioshock Collection series is coming shows that 2K is serious about this series. In fact, back in November of 2015, the boss of Take-Two, which is the parent company of 2K, said that Bioshock was a permanent franchise for them, and this Bioshock Collection just solidifies that fact and that statement. So from this perspective, all the signs are looking towards a brand new Bioshock game being released eventually. We know that Ken Levine's Irrational is now defunct. While it's still in existence, it's much smaller and they're working on a smaller title. But 2K isn't silly. They know that Bioshock is a relatively popular series, and I'm going to assume that they have another development studio working on a brand new fully fledged Bioshock title. But in the meantime, a Bioshock Collection is awesome, especially if it comes with new merchandise that I can actually purchase. Now, what we actually don't know at this stage is while this Bioshock The Collection is coming with the 3 past Bioshock games, we don't know whether they're just a simple re-release or an actual remaster. If they're a remaster, that's fucking awesome. Like, honestly, I have all Bioshock games, Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite, on my Steam account on my PC, and I also actually have them on the Xbox 360. But if they're actually remastered and their graphics are up-resed and everything, that is going to make me play all of them again. I'm not even joking. In fact, I would probably play all of them again even if it was just a re-release. But if they are remastered, that's going to make things so much cooler. I'm going to assume as well that we're going to get all of the past DLC packaged in, and Bioshock does have some cool DLC, and this is my recommendation to all of you. If you've listened to me on the Ham Radio podcast in the past, you'll know how much I love Bioshock, how highly I speak of each of the games, in particular the very first Bioshock. If you haven't played these games, I could not highly recommend them enough to you. Yes, even Bioshock 2. People think that that was a shitty game. No, it's underappreciated. But all Bioshock games, honestly, they have amazing stories, especially Bioshock Infinite. I mean, that story was fucking incredible, especially the DLC, which actually really hits home if you've played the original Bioshocks. So at the very least, play the first Bioshock and go from there. It's not that long of a game in the grand scheme of things, and if you don't like it, you can put it aside. But if you do like it, you're gonna want to play the second, and you're gonna want to play Infinite, because they're fucking incredible games. Anyways, Sanders, that is all from me. If you want to keep watching videos of mine, check the links in the description below. I have listed a few of my past videos. This weekend I'll be working on that mod overhaul video for Automatron, as I said, and hopefully I can also do a top 5 related to Bioshock, given all this news that's been coming out. So anyways, that has been all from me. This has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and as always, keep fighting the good fight.